Anaerobic digestion is actually a really fantastic technology, and it's something really, really important in tackling climate change. The whole thing is that we need it to be in the right place, and this really isn't the right place.
Acorn's got plans to concrete over 15 acres of field at Hornage Farm to construct their 5 biodigesters. The feedstocks and the gas they produce will be transported along B roads in Oakley, Long Crendon and other nearby villages.
Acorn have said that once this plant's operational, during peak times there'll be an additional 194 vehicles. 150% increase in heavy goods traffic completely changes the nature of the village. We're no longer going to be the historic villages that we are. I'm talking about Long Crendon, Oakley, Worminghall, Chilton, Easington. The idea that they will be turned into an industrial highway where every 3 minutes we have an HGV coming through in addition to what we already have now is just completely unsustainable.
One lorry passing my house every 3 minutes is unthinkable. It will really take the joy out of living in this village and neighbouring villages. We haven't mentioned the smell. We're also thinking these HGV vehicles are going to be loaded with honking manure. You are going to ruin these villages with a terrible smell, terrible noise, pollution that will impact our children. Will it become a place that we aren't comfortable to walk our children to school because there are huge vehicles driving past who may not be able to see a small 3, 4, 5-year-old who is just trying to get their way to school?
I come out to take my children to school. We have to wait for quite a long time before we can cross the road. I have to hold both their hands just to make absolutely sure we're not going to have any incidents because, as I say, tractors and trailers and HGVs constantly mounting the curbs. When a lorry comes past and it's really loud and really tall and really shaking, really close to the pavement, it's actually kind of terrifying, and you kind of have to grab your child's hand, make sure they're safe.
When there's big lorries, they're scary. They're big and they're really noisy.
The village is a small village, but one that has lots of traffic passing through it already. The state of the roads is terrible as it is. There's potholes. So my concern is what happens when we overload these roads even more. No consideration has been thought about what happens when this volume increases 150%.
This industrial scale application is just relying on the existing roads. They're not putting in any new infrastructure to cope with this massive amount of traffic input that they're putting into our villages. And it makes me really unhappy and makes me feel like I'm going to have to move house, because living on a huge, great thoroughfare for HGVs is just not what I signed up for when I moved to Long Crendon, and I'm sure the people in Oakley feel the same.
I don't think the needs of the local villages in the surrounding villages that will be impacted by this plan have been considered at all. I feel like this is a money-making exercise and one that just hasn't considered the impact this is going to have on generations.
Every single parish council around here is objecting to it, and they're all united in saying to Bucks Council, to the Strategic Sites Committee there, please say no to this application.